In Maseches Megillah Daf Zayin Amud Beis, Paskin La'alach and Shulchan Aruch HaChaim, Tafresh Tzadiyei Seif Beis, we learn Mechayev Inish Levesum Bepuraya, one has to drink on Purim, so much so that he can't distinguish between cursed as Haman and blessed as Mordechai, and this is very strange. Is there any similarities between the two that you can get confused? Haman and Mordechai, they seem so far away from each other. But surprisingly enough, we find in many places in Chazal that Haman HaRasha, it seems, used to learn Torah and know Torah. Medrash Esther Rabbah, Parsha Zayin Oisches, says that Haman came to Mordechai claiming, how come you're not bowing down to me? You know, your forefathers, Yaakov and the tribes, actually bowed down to Esav. So Mordechai had to explain to him, no, I'm from Binyamin. And Binyamin was still in his mother's womb and he did not bow down. Megillah Daf Tet Zayin Amud Aleph, we see that Haman rebukes Mordechai for kicking him, and he says, what are you doing? Doesn't it say, when your enemy falls, bin fol oivecha, don't rejoice, al tismach? So Mordechai had to explain to him, no, there's a difference if you're a Yid or if not, because regarding the non-Jews it says, ve'atal b'mosei mo tidroch, so I'm allowed to kick you. And we find other places like this as well. Targum Sheni and the Megillah, Haman HaRasha comes with all kinds of claims to Mordechai, but the fact that he's giving him over. Megillah Daf Yud Gimel Amud Beis, we know that Haman knew the Yortzeit of Moshe Rabbeinu, the seventh of Adar. So Haman doesn't just know Torah, he knows the history of Gedolei Yisrael. And maybe that's what Rava says, Mechayev Inish Levesum Bepuraya, wanted to drink in Purim, so much so that he can't distinguish between Haman, who knew the laws of the Torah, to Mordechai, who certainly knew the laws of the Torah. But it's clear that the information that Haman collected was just raw information. He didn't know Pshat. He didn't know the reasons that were given to us in Sinai, and he can't instruct halacha. Torah is different than all other wisdoms. In other wisdoms, one has to learn, to study the books. He fills himself up with the information, and based on his skills, he understands. But understanding Torah is not based on one's intellect. It has to do with HaKadosh Baruch Hu's reasoning that was given to us in Sinai, and therefore Torah must be learned. Mesorah. Perek Yavos, Perek Aleph, we learn Moshe kibel Torah miSinai, umsara leYeshua v'Yeshua lezkenim. It all goes by Kabbalah. A Rebbe to the Talmud, Rebbe to the Talmud. So before one starts to learn, he needs to have Emunah. He needs to have Yiras Shamayim. It says about the Torah, Tehillim Kuf Yud Aleph. Reishis Chochma, the first part of wisdom is Yiras Hashem. Mishlei Perek Aleph Pasuk Zayin, Yiras Hashem, Reishis Das. Chazal say in Pirkei Avos Perek Gimel Mishnah Tes, Kol sheyiras cheto kodemet lechochmasoi, chochmasoi miskayemes. In order to really excel in Torah, one has to have the strong will, inspiration to understand the reasons that were given from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not to give his own reasons. And one has to have emunah. And Yiras Shamayim to learn and to be able to retain what he learns. But Haman HaRasha was very far from Yiras Shamayim. He may know some halachas, maybe he knows some laws, he can repeat them again, but he doesn't have emunah, doesn't have Yiras Shamayim. If you see Torah and the Goyim, al ta'amin, say Chazal. All he has is some information, but he doesn't understand the depth of the Torah. And maybe that's what Rava says. Mechayev inish levesum bepuraya, want us to drink on Purim, so much so that he can't distinguish for just a minute or two between the knowledge of Haman and Torah and that of Mordechai. But always should one remember, Haman is wicked and cursed. Mordechai, on the other hand, is blessed, and Mordechai is a tzaddik.